So it's July 25th at about 1700. That's 5 p.m. for you civilians. My gosh, this morning started out deliciously. I think I recorded 8 or 10 dreams, all of which left me in awe. So much clarity and vividness and connection to the spiritual beings I interacted with in different dimensions, including non-physical. So many purposes pursued in these dream experiences, and so much confirmation of my worthiness coming out of these dream experiences. And this is why I encourage my advanced clients to develop their dream awareness. The most important reason is because when you begin to have these experiences, very vivid, powerful dreams, as well as out-of-body experiences, which I'm going to talk about a personal one that I had this morning. When you have these things, combined with the manifestations that are happening all on their own, you cannot deny the fact that you are more than a physical human being. And as that realization occurs, you just come into ever increasing levels of worthiness, peace, joy, and a knowing that you're eternal. I'll be in my Worthiness Wednesday posts, or I should say videos, since this is YouTube, I will be sharing some of the dreams I've experienced. This week, I'm working on a blog post for positivelyfocused.co, where I'm going to be describing the sexual experiences I've had in dreams and what they mean. We're not having sex in non-physical. So yeah, these dream experiences, waking up this morning, I was in such a delightful experience, such a delightful place, such satisfaction and peace. And then I went into meditation. If you're following this blog, these journal entries, you know that I meditate every morning for an hour. This morning I meditated 2 hours, one at 3:30 in the morning and then another at 7:30. And in that second meditation, I had the most stable out-of-body experience. I call them multidimensional consciousness shifts, the most stable one I've ever had. In this experience, I was in a large room, like a living room, that was completely upholstered in tan, rich leather fabric. And in the far corner sat a woman in a chair with her back turned towards me. And there was a bay window stretching the entire wall of the space where she was sitting. And what's really remarkable about this alternate dimension shift is when I realized that's where I was. Typically, when I realize that I'm in a multidimensional consciousness shift, that realization either happens after the fact or it happens and then I snap out of it. But this time, I realized I was there and I was able to maintain the presence. And as I maintained that presence, I felt a tremendous sense of peace and calm overcome my body. Then I felt a tingle all around the periphery of my body, like the silhouette of my body. And I could say lost my mind in the sense that I was not aware of physical reality at all. I was totally in that dimension. And I guess I could have stayed there even longer, but I was so dazzled by the experience of the stability of this alternate dimension shift, I didn't think to do anything else, like approach the woman whose back was turned to me or say anything. But this is the cool thing about expansion. Because we're eternal, we're constantly expanding. And that means that there's always more opportunity. You're never failing. If you miss, I can't even say you miss it. If you don't follow through on an action in a given supernatural experience, there will always be another supernatural experience in which to follow through on that action, because we are eternal and we're constantly having these experiences. So that was just a fabulous alternate dimension out of my body travel. The other thing that happened this morning, which I am so joyful about, is that I recognized this about exactly 26 days ago, that there's a meta cycle in the dream state that, in my experience anyway, culminates in a celebratory dream state, a celebration that happens in one environment or another. And I believe this cycle, this 26-day cycle, is the cycle of ascension. So we're all ascending, excuse me about hitting that mic, we're all ascending in a spiral. And as I believe, I'm checking this out, so I'm not for sure about this. This is part of my adventure, my exploration of the dream state. I'm hypothesizing that these celebrations, these celebratory dreams, are the culmination of one of the levels of the spiral. And so the last time I had a celebration dream, I believe it was on the 16th of June. I believe just last week I had another celebratory dream. And so I've completed another cycle. I'm going to be analyzing all the dreams that took place between the two cycles to see if there is an arc of interpretation or experience that I can identify, and then compare that to the previous arc. There is deep meaning to the dream state. It's not what psychology or science describes it as. It's very, very rich with information that could benefit us tremendously if we knew we were dreaming. My clients are discovering this, and I'm discovering this as well. And of course, since I'm moving my headquarters, my virtual headquarters, from the blog to YouTube, I'll be sharing more of that information too as I go along. So, keeping this rather short, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the comments section, and I'll see you next time I post a journal entry.